New questions emerging this morning over whether members of the anti-Trump group, the Lincoln Project, ignored misconduct allegations against one of its own co-founders. A new AP report suggests board members of the Lincoln Project knew about at least 10 specific allegations of harassment against co-founder John Weaver, including 2 involving Lincoln Project employees. Now, despite the initial warning in June, the group took no action against Weaver and pressed forward with its work of fundraising off of anti-Trump donations. Judd Dunning joins us now. He's the author of 13 and a Half Reasons Not to Be a Liberal. Joins us live with his reaction. Judd, several members of the Lincoln Project have come forward. They've denied knowing anything about these allegations against Weaver. They've now hired an outside firm to investigate. What do you make of all these new details coming forward?
Well, talk about a creepy casting couch for Weaver. These are grown men. This isn't Olympic gymnastics. These are conscious people. I don't know how they could repress this information. You know, it's interesting. Conservatism is all about the impressions that behavior makes by normalizing it over time. I mean, go back to Bill Clinton's first cigar with Monica Lewinsky. Are we surprised that there are sexual ethics issues in a Democratic foundation that's sole mission is to attack Trumpers and eliminate Trumpism and basically claiming a war on 80 million people? It's the vindictive base of the Democrats is consistent. And the fact that there's an ethics violation that's being overlooked in a position of moral relativism is no surprise.
Well, what might be surprising to some is what continues on in this AP report is that of the $90 million the Lincoln Project raised, more than $50 million actually went to the firms controlled by the group's leaders. So they were making some money off of it. As we know, CNN, MSNBC, they also gave these men this sort of free airtime to get out their message to the public. Critics online, they're not hesitating to call them grifters. What do you see for the future of this group? Do they have a future?
Well, forget GameStop. I'm going to start investing in anti-American NPOs, right? 50 to 90 million to start a foundation to hate the other side. Where is all this money going? It's the same thing with BLM. You saw the money that poured into this. I mean, there's this massive base of people who will throw money at deconstructing America. Look, as far as the future of this foundation, I mean, they basically said, screw you to 80 million people that supported the re-energization of the conservative base through Trump. So, you know, I don't know. You know, I'd say that right now people are pretty passionate. Look at the impeachment trials for supporting people that hate America. That's how amazingly free we are. You can actually hate our country and make money here. So, you know, it may sustain for a while, but we definitely know we're going to continue to push back and keep calling them into the light, because that's what we're going to have to do with everyone for the next 4 years.
I want to talk to you about another story making headlines. Big Tech's crackdown on some conservative journalists, I guess you could say, or reporters, digging into some reports, permanently suspending Project Veritas. They've done some undercover work and also trying to actually do some digging into Twitter themselves and Jack Dorsey, so perhaps it felt to be a little bit too personal. But again, you can't find their account on Twitter there. It's suspended if you want to go online and look. Judd, is this sort of what we could anticipate going forward? They're not a left-leaning group. Could you be the next target?
Yeah, well, I already am the target. Every time I put something out over the last 3 months, our entire show, our entire platform gets shut down, BulletPointNation. And I mean, it is amazing. We go to jail every time we speak freedom. I mean, Jack Dorsey to me is the enemy of the state right next to Mark Zuckerberg. I think when Trump was here, we thought that we were actually going to get into Section 230. We thought that we were going to open up maybe some antitrust was going to go towards social media. I don't see it right now. I mean, yesterday, right, DMs, direct messages on Instagram can have you permanently banned. That's private communication. Today, they're removing Veritas. You know, and Veritas he's our gotcha politics. He's the tip of conservative spirit. He's our James Bond minus the sexual philandering. You know, James O'Keefe is a hero for all of us. I mean, he's really continued to take it on. Of course, they're going to remove him. They also removed a life organization this week. They're just canceling people left and right. I see, you know, conservatives, we have to go to the judiciary and we have to go to business. Let's call it some conservatives start buying these social media companies. What they could do is they could act like they hate America long enough to buy one and then become patriotic.
I see what you're doing there, the attempt. We'll see. I'm also waiting for Congress, as you say, our elected officials to really do something instead of just having these hearings take place where we see Jack Dorsey Skyping in. Anyway, all right, out of time, though. Judd Dunning joining us live on the program. And for all of you at home, you can check out his latest book, 13.5 Reasons Why Not to Be a Liberal. It's available everywhere books are sold. You can save some time. Go to the link on your screen now. You can order on Amazon as well. It'll take you to Amazon's page. That's newsmax.com/13. Check it out.
There is growing fallout over Disney's decision to fire one of its biggest stars right now. Gina Carano was let go for comments she made comparing today's culture to Nazi Germany.